Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It's Friday, the 16th of February. This is our weekly recap. If you want to join us, there's a link in the description below. Come on over to smartoptiontrading.com and you can join us for $150 a month. We'd love to have you in our live trading room where we call out live moves and trades and setups and everything we see all day long. Let's talk about this week. Market here has been, if nothing else, somewhat resilient. Little housekeeping note first. Markets are closed on Monday. So just sitting there and you're thinking, okay, Mike, I'll see you on Monday. Nope, you'll see me Tuesday. Markets are closed for observance of President's Day. So when you look at what's been going on this week here and what's been happening here, we had a hot CPI number. The market dropped. We had a bear market that lasted all of 3/4 of a session. They bought it back. Retail sales were weak. They said, don't care about that. PPI was even hotter than CPI. Inflation seems to be back up a little bit, and we've gone nowhere. We're still trading in yesterday's candle even here. Now, seasonality suggests that we're in time for a pullback. This time of year through mid-March, probably likely to find some type of little pullback here in the market. But, so far, not there yet. So, here we are back up. We're still above the 8-day. We still have momentum in this market, although it's feeling a little tired up here. We go into next week, there's no real data, right? There's no real data next week. There's not a lot of big earnings names except for one, and that name is NVIDIA. So SPY here, volume today a little bit higher than it was, but overall volume other than on CPI day hasn't been anything special. The oscillators were getting hot, have cooled off. So when we look at what else is going on here, we'll come back to this. The Qs, a little weaker under the 8-day. The IWM, which had led, also still holding up well. The Dow holding in. Financials had a big move yesterday. Today, they did a whole lot of nothing. Energy continues to be mostly weak, although it did push back up here. It's been back and forth, very, very whippy trade. Bitcoin had a huge move this week. I believe a lot of this was, one, you have the halving of Bitcoin coming, but two, more importantly, China was closed for the Lunar New Year. That means the markets in China were closed and they piled in and they traded Bitcoin. You had a nice big move up here on this. The VIX, for what it's worth, is saying there's nothing to see here. We had a huge spike on CPI day, came back down, and here it is kind of resting now well inside the Bollinger Bands. Bonds remain weak. This is a problem, but the market's ignoring it. And the dollar continues to hold this upper area and the market just doesn't care. So what went on this week and what there was to do? And there was quite a lot to do this week, depending on where you're looking, and a lot of names were in play. ARM said, I wasn't done yet. One more big day before it came out. They gave some trades there. I'm sorry, ARM. Okay. ARM. One more big day on Monday before the juice came out of it. Nice move there. We traded that. AMD broke above this downtrend and pushed up before coming back down here. Couldn't hold it. Amazon broke out this week, but again, couldn't hold it. We saw that in a lot of places. DDOG had a nice move off of earnings back up, but still not doing much off of that. Traded Hood also off of earnings. Nice move there, holding up very nicely, new range highs today. Lyft had a great report. Nice 2-day move on that one. Tesla decided to wake up this week, came up and went to this gap, has pushed through, filled most of it before today, getting a little bit of a doink candle. TTD had a fabulous report last night, along with Coin. They liked the Coin report. I didn't like it as much, but they did, and that's all that matters. AMAT also in the semis had a great report. In general, the market has been strong and the big names have been strong. Meta put a new all-time high in this week at 488.62 on Thursday. Amazon has been under pressure this week. Jeff Bezos has been selling shares. That really shouldn't matter all that much, to be honest with you. He's no longer involved in the company. He's allowed to sell his shares and take his profits. And Google has been under a lot of pressure this week, closing here below the 50-day with about 15 minutes to go. And then there's SMCI. This thing has been unbelievable. It had to happen at some point. We talked about in the room, it probably should have happened here. It definitely should have happened here or yesterday. But no, today it got that big gap up, went for a couple of minutes, and then came crashing back down to the 8-day, down about $200. I have seen people on Twitter, on X, and posting how they're getting killed in this and that. This, if you're sitting there and you're getting destroyed by this, you have no risk management. And what I mean by that, if you were long the calls coming into today, like the thousands or whatever it is, and the first you were up, right? And you're looking at this and you gapped up from roughly 1,000 to and went up to 1,080, and you didn't put a stop in or take profits, and you're still holding it down here, that's on you. That's on no risk management. That's a no management plan with the stock. And that's how people blow their accounts out and destroy things. And we do not do that here. We don't practice that. So with that said, 3-day weekend, I'm going to wish you guys all a wonderful, wonderful weekend. That's a little bit of a learning experience for you guys, and catch you guys all in the room bright and early Tuesday morning. I'll do some charts on Monday. Good night, everybody.